Christmas. My name's Ryan. I am the movie pastor. I watch movies and I think theologically about them. And this year, as most every year, I watched Die Hard. But I was shocked to discover, against my preferences, that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard is an Advent movie. And it's to my shame that I didn't realize this. I mean, I'm a Presbyterian pastor. I know the difference between Christmas and Advent. Perhaps you don't. But if you'll allow me, I would like to take some time to talk about Christmas, to talk about Advent, to talk about why the Advent season is particularly important, and to talk about why the themes that we so often attribute to Christmasness in Die Hard are actually Advent themes. So to start with, what is Advent? Well, Advent is the time when we get ready for Christmas. It's a 4-week period where we are preparing our hearts, preparing our minds, preparing our homes, and preparing our churches for the coming of Christ. We are getting ready for the celebrations of Christmas, for the hubbub of the year, spending some time waiting and watching. But we're also getting ready for Jesus to return again, practicing being a people that hope, practicing being a people that wait. And we light the candles of the Advent wreath when we go through that process. So, the first thing you'll notice when you start talking about Die Hard and Christmas is its setting in time. The first thing that you say if you're trying to make the case that Die Hard is a Christmas movie is, well, obviously it takes place at Christmas. Except no, it doesn't. Christmas begins on December 25th and goes for the 12 days of Christmas through January 6th, 12 days after Christmas. Those are the 12 days. Everything prior to that is Advent. And Die Hard is unique among Christmas-ish movies in that it takes place entirely during Advent, specifically during Christmas Eve. It begins during Christmas Eve and it ends during still Christmas Eve. Many Christmas movies take place largely during Advent, of course, but you always get some kind of finale or denouement or climactic scene that takes place Christmas morning. No such scene in Die Hard. We never go home and open presents with the McClane children. The whole thing takes place in waiting, in Advent, getting ready for that morning, hoping that we'll be alive and together on that morning. Another important thing that you see if you watch Die Hard around this time is all of the Christmas decorations. There's tons of Christmas decorations in Die Hard. You see Santa hats and Christmas trees, and sometimes the camera pans to keep them in view as it follows the characters. But Christmas isn't the only time of year when we have Christmas decorations up. Indeed, Advent is a longer time of year, and it's a time when we pay more attention to the decorations. In Advent, we're putting the decorations up. Many churches have a hanging of the green service where we decorate our churches as a way of getting ready for Christmas. It's interesting then that John McClane spends so much of his time in the Nakatomi Tower in floors that are under construction. Advent's the time when we hang lights and trim trees and put up ornaments. Let's talk about the score. One of the Christmassiest parts of Die Hard is the score, where you hear Christmas songs playing as the characters are talking and engaging in the background. Or do you? Actually, we can count the songs that you hear. We hear Winter Wonderland. We hear Jingle Bells. We hear Let It Snow. Are those Christmas songs? We never hear Away in a Manger or Christ the Lord is Risen Today. We hear songs about it being the holiday season. Songs about Santa and the reindeer. when we do get a theologically explicit hymn, it's Ode to Joy. Or, as Christians will recognize it, Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, which is a song that's appropriate to play at Christmas, but it is most explicitly associated with the minor Christian holiday Gaudete Sunday, the third Sunday of Advent, when we light the pink candle of joy. Finally, we should talk about the theme, the characters, the general plot line. And the general plot line is indeed a plot line of being against greed and being in favor of love and redemption. But the 4 weeks of Advent, hope, peace, joy, and love, are the central themes of the movie Die Hard. John McClane hopes to get back with his wife. He fights with her and can't seem to resist the urge to fight, and he wants peace and he wants reconciliation, and he hopes that there's a new way to have that relationship, and manages to accomplish that by being himself, being the flawed character that he is, but a character that is nonetheless a cop, and a cop that is ready to do his job and do what's necessary. So that at the end of the film, we have hope. That's what we've earned, is the opportunity to hope, the opportunity to anticipate. Ah, yes, now the way is clear. John and Holly can be together and in love. Will they? Won't they? We don't get the resolution. In Christmas movies, the moral is inevitably that what really mattered was with us all along, right? That it's an incarnation moral. It's the simple things are what really matter. I'm going to stay in this small town with the guy with the dog, right? Like, the important things have been here. The important things are the small things. That's not the message in Die Hard. Die Hard's not against that message. But the message is one of anticipation. The message is one of hope and love and peace and readiness. So, if you watch one movie this holiday season as you are getting ready for Christmas, during Advent, I think that there is a strong reason, liturgically speaking, to believe that movie should be the only Advent movie I've ever seen, which is Die Hard. And if you also want to watch a Christmas movie, Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, those sorts of things, technically speaking, liturgically proper would be to watch that between December 25th and January 6th. I'm Ryan. This has been Movie Pastor.